What's poppin', dogs? Mr. Allen here solving some trig equations using our unit circle and a bit of factoring in this video. So we got to solve each equation. Theta has a domain restriction between 0 and 2 pi, including 0, but not 2 pi. Let's get after it. First one, I got 2 sine squared theta plus sine of theta equals 0. Well, what do? I do see sine of theta in common. Perhaps I could factor that out. So we're going to take out a greatest common factor of sine of theta, and then I'm going to have 2 sine theta left here. What about the second part? Do I just close the parentheses? No. I took out the entire sine theta, but I got to leave a placeholder of 1 there essentially, so that if I were to multiply the sine of theta back in, I'd get my original. So don't mess that up. Common mistake to forget that +1 or a -1 if it's subtraction. So now I'm in factored form. I can set these two equal to 0. So I'll have sine of theta equals 0, and I'll have 2 sine theta plus 1 equals 0. Well, this guy's good to go. We'll get to that in a sec. Let's solve this one over here. I could subtract 1 and divide by 2. I'll do it in 2 steps here to show everything. -1. And now I'll have sine theta equals -1/2. Okay, so I got to figure out the theta, the radian measure here, where sine is going to equal 0 and where sine is going to equal -1/2. So I have multiple solutions going on here. Let's start with the 0. Well, sine is my y coordinate, right, when I'm looking on the unit circle. Where is sine going to equal 0? Well, sine equals 0 over here at 0. So 0 is one of my answers. And then actually also over here at pi. So I got 2 solutions for this part. Now, what about the sine of theta equals -1/2? It's a little bit trickier when you got to do this and you're only using the first quadrant here, but I like to do that. It's less jotting down of this entire unit circle. A good cheat sheet, though, to get you going and be a little bit more efficient. So let's look at this. Where is the sine value 1/2? Well, it's at pi over 6. Okay, cool. Now, where is sine negative? Well, the first quadrant, everybody's positive. Second quadrant, sine is positive, and its reciprocal cosecant. Third quadrant, tangent and cotangent are positive. Fourth quadrant, cosine and secant, its reciprocal, are positive. So what we're saying here is that sine is going to be negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. Cool. So what is my radian measure then? Well, this is pi over 6, which is my reference. This right here is pi, or 6 pi over 6. I got to go pi over 6 down from there. So that would be 7 pi over 6 for that one. All right, so let me run you through that one more time. I wanted to be in the third quadrant. My reference is pi over 6, so I got to go 1 pi over 6 past it. So what I did is in my brain, I'm like, okay, pi is the same as 6 pi over 6, get common denominators, plus 1 pi over 6, that's 7 pi over 6. The next one, I want to be over here. Well, this is 2 pi. I want to go 1 back from that. Well, 2 pi is the same as 12 pi over 6 if I'm getting common denominators. 12 minus 1 is 11 pi over 6. Now, if you are given, say, like a unit circle on your test, feel free to put in all your radian measures and like count around. It's actually kind of efficient. You're like 1 pi over 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You count all the way around and simplify where your pi over 3 is and all the other ones. But that way you can like quickly identify your radian angles there. But otherwise, you can kind of do what I was doing there where you get the common denominators to work your way around. But there we go, guys. Those are our solutions here. We got 4 solutions for this particular one. I'm going to leave them just listed like this. You can tell that this one is from the sine of theta equals 0, and this is from the sine of theta equals -1/2. But you'd put all 4 on your answer line if it was a test or multiple choice, whatever. Okay? So next one here. We got 2 cosine squared theta equals √3 cosine. A common thought, and it is wrong, is to like divide by cosine and get rid of it and just have 2 cosine of theta equals √3. You can't do that because you lose one of your solutions. Instead, we got to set this equal to 0, so 2 cosine squared theta minus √3 cosine theta equals 0. And now we'll factor out a cosine just like we did in this one. So when I factor out a cosine of theta, I'm left with 2 cosine theta minus √3 equals 0. And I can set these two factors equal to 0, just like I did in the previous problem. So we got cosine of theta equals 0, and I have 2 cosine theta minus √3 equals 0. And while that does look pretty ugly, you start seeing a lot of these like √3s, √2s, 1s, and 2s because it's going to give us our unit circle values. So this one's good to go, just like the last time. But this one, I'm going to add root 3 and divide by 2. I'm going to do that all on the fly here. So we got cosine of theta equals positive root 3 over 2. Now we are ready to solve. So where is cosine going to be equal to 0? Well, cosine is 0 at, it's 1 here, so pi over 2 up there, so pi over 2. That's one of my solutions. And where else is my x coordinate? Cosine is my x, down here at 3 pi over 2. So those two solutions. Dope. Okay. Next up, I got cosine of theta equals root 3 over 2, and it's positive root 3 over 2. Well, where's my x coordinate root 3 over 2? It is at, pi over 6. So cool. So one of my solutions here is pi over 6. I'll put it right next to it over here. I feel like I'm running out of room down here. So you got pi over 6, and then where else is cosine positive? Well, over here in the fourth quadrant. Now, if my reference is pi over 6, that means I need to go pi over 6 down here. We actually already talked about that. 2 pi is the same as 12 pi over 6, get the common denominators, minus 1 is 11 pi over 6. Dope. Okay, so those are my 4 solutions. You don't always have 4 solutions in these. Sometimes one of these factors results in an undefined answer. You can't actually solve it. That does happen. All these happen to work, and you have to have multiple solutions. If this were equal to 1, then I'd only have the 1 solution because you only see 1 time for these. You see 0 twice, but you only see the 1 once and the negative 1 once. So if this was sine of theta equals 1, then I'd be looking just up at pi over 2. Nowhere else is my y coordinate 1, right? But there we go, one scenario there. I got more videos coming, so make sure you guys are looking through this playlist here and see all of them, because there's a lot that goes into solving trig functions, but so we're just really, hitting the beginning here. So if you have any questions or requests for videos, pop it in the comments. Otherwise, have a dope day and stay awesome.